Hi there, how are you doing? We are talking about limiting beliefs and why they are one of the major reasons we sabotage healthy eating and quit too early. My name is Tony Alberts. I'm a registered dietitian and I'm going to talk to you today about these limiting beliefs. So before I start, let's just say hello in the chat. Let me see who's here. I'm just quickly opening up my chat so I can also see who is here today joining me. I'm happy to see you if you are here, and thank you for being here. But say hello to everybody. And we're moving into if you have seen one of our challenges that we've had a free 3-day challenge 2 months ago, and in the beginning of the month or last month we also had a masterclass on the 5 ultimate steps to food freedom without dieting, deprivation, or struggle. Just pop a yes in the chat if you've attended any of them. Be great to see who's here with me today, and thank you once again for being here with me. So, what are we talking about today? Last month, I shared a lot of valuable information, and we spoke a lot about the starting point on how to stop overeating and unhealthy eating. And if you're joining me here live today and you are watching the replay of this masterclass, please type hashtag replay in the comments so that I can know who's popped in and so that I can see who is here. I just want to quickly see who is here in the chat with me. Welcome to everyone who is here. I'm happy to have you all here. I'm just seeing that all the connections are on, everything's working, and I'm happy to have you here on this masterclass. So before like anything else happens, let's just jump into this. Let's get straight into why are we here today. So this masterclass is going to show you why most people quit too early, why we self-sabotage and overeat, and when we want to achieve a healthy body weight, we can't do it because we have these limiting beliefs that are one of the major reasons we are sabotaging ourselves. So let's dive into it. Let's get into it. I'm going to share some great tips and tricks with you today so that you can have a better understanding of these limiting beliefs. So I hope you're ready and you're on the edge of your seat. I hope you've got a pen and paper ready because I'm very excited to share this with you today. So we're going to start with number one. Why do we fail when we want to break unhealthy eating habits? Now, we all know that it's hard to break unhealthy eating habits. We all know that it's hard to give up on overeating. And we all know that it's so much easier to fall back into it and develop these unhealthy eating habits and fall back into those habits. But we also know that when we are overeating and when we are in these unhealthy eating habits, that they do affect our lives negatively. They can affect our weight loss efforts and they can affect our physical health. Interesting fact, research has actually shown that out of every 10 people who try to lose weight and control overeating, up to 2 succeed to lose weight and control overeating. Now, this statistic is sobering, but why do the other 8 people fail at changing their habits? Why can't we all be successful? Why is it that only 2 out of every 10 people trying to be successful in losing weight, only 2 succeed? Why is that? One of the reasons can be because dealing with eating habits is not just about the food. It's so much more. It also means that we need to address what is happening within us, the inner self, the unconscious limiting beliefs that are keeping us the same. Now, these limiting beliefs are negative beliefs and they lead to negative thoughts and they can lead to fears. And these fears can restrict us from achieving a healthy life that we desire. Let me ask you about this story. Have you ever heard of the elephant story? I'm sure most of you probably have. So when an elephant is very young, its trainer normally puts a rope around its foot and puts the rope then against a stick that they put in the ground, and then the elephant is there with the rope and the stick, and it's in the ground and it can't move away. But because the elephant is still small, it doesn't have the strength it would have as an adult elephant to move away from this rope and the stick. So over time, it believes that this is where it will stay. It believes that it can't break away. So even as an adult elephant, it would be very hard for this elephant to break away, because the elephant believes, even though we know an elephant is very strong, even though we know the elephant can like that snap the twig and move away, the elephant doesn't believe that. The elephant thinks that it is stuck on this rope and the stick and it can't move away because it was conditioned that way from a very young age. So the elephant believes it can't break free and it's going to stay exactly the same. So remember, we are talking about limiting beliefs that are causing us to self-sabotage our eating habits and keep us the same. And we spoke about why do we fail when we want to break unhealthy eating habits. And it's because we have been conditioned and trained in a certain way that we can't move away, that we are going to stay the same. That why do we even put in the effort? It's not going to be worth it. So where do these limiting beliefs come from? Well, our limiting beliefs, we've adopted them from our childhood, and they cause us to believe that we can't break free of what we don't want and that we can't change our lives. If you think about when you were younger, how you grew up, how, and even if you're in your current surroundings, if people keep on telling you you can't do it, over time we're going to believe it. And that is all part of our negative beliefs. So overcoming negative beliefs is one of the biggest hurdles that need to be dealt with to change our eating habits. Easier said than done, but let's identify some of those limiting beliefs. And I'm sure you can identify them in yourself. So grab a pen and paper, look at your own life. I'm going to go through some examples of limiting beliefs and think if they are resonating with you. Think if they are in your life, because these are some of the hurdles we need to jump over so that we can stop sabotaging our weight loss efforts and move forward and break free, because that's what we want. So some examples of limiting beliefs can be, I always fail. It can be, I will draw attention to myself if I lose weight. It could be, I can't do this. It can be, I'll always be fat. I will be rejected by my friends if I lose weight. I'm too old to even try. Can I really do this? I'm afraid of getting too much attention. I will more be expected of me if I lose the weight. I don't deserve it. My whole family is overweight. It's just too hard. What if I fail? What if I succeed? I don't have time for this. I always give up. It's too overwhelming for me. When I'm stressed, I always eat. I've had that. If I'm stressed, I always eat. So these are just some examples of limiting beliefs. There are many out there, but see if some of them resonate with you, if you can see if any of these are part of what you are experiencing in yourself. These are limiting beliefs that we are talking about. Remember, these limiting beliefs are sabotaging our weight loss efforts and keeping us stuck from moving forward. These limiting beliefs cause people to self-sabotage, and this can have a detrimental effect on our health and wellness that we desire. So if you have a specific goal to lose weight and you need to lose weight because of a disease condition or preventing a disease condition, if we keep on sabotaging those weight loss efforts and keep on sabotaging those actions to eat healthy and to choose healthy food, it can have a detrimental effect on our health. When we sabotage, it is driven by a negative belief and negative self-talk, where you tell yourself that you're not good enough, you don't deserve what you want. And this negativity can hinder our health goals. It can really negatively affect our health goals. So what we need to remember is that it takes a positive belief in your abilities to achieve long-term healthy eating habits and achieve a healthy body size. This positivity. So let me ask you a question. How do you recognize your beliefs? Do you know what your beliefs are? Do you know which negative beliefs you have? Do you know how your beliefs are influencing your life? How do you recognize your beliefs? So our beliefs is a direct reflection of our belief system. So our belief system causes our behaviors, and our belief system can also influence our success, or can be can influence if we're going to have success, and can have a significant effect on the chances of success. When we look at our beliefs, they are serving as a protective mechanism, like an umbrella that you use to protect yourself from the sun or from the rain. So these negative beliefs, they serve as a protective mechanism to help us make sense of the world around us, so that we can move forward. And most people react unconsciously to their beliefs by sabotaging their efforts or by quitting the pursuit of their healthy lifestyle. So if you look on the screen, have you ever given up on your dream of a healthy body size? Many of my clients have. I myself have given up before I really developed a relationship with food. Or have you prevented yourself from achieving or even trying to get the result you really want? These are all part of negative beliefs that are influencing us and are sabotaging us and keeping us stuck. And when we take the time to delve into our unconscious limiting beliefs that are sabotaging our health goals, they will lose the power over us. Isn't that amazing? So if we get into this and we really talk about our limiting beliefs and we look, okay, where is my limiting beliefs coming from? What are my limiting beliefs? How am I going to get over this? If we start delving into it and really looking at our limiting beliefs, looking at our unconscious self, we can make them lose their power over us. And when we put ourselves back in control, we no longer succumb to their influence. And this helps us to break through any limitations that might be holding us back. And then we can finally achieve success. Okay, so easier said than done. We're talking about these limiting beliefs. We're talking about these limiting beliefs that are sabotaging our weight loss efforts. We are talking about we started with, why do we fail when we want to break unhealthy eating habits? It's because we are conditioned in a certain way to stay the same, and we believe we can't move forward. And then we spoke about where our limiting beliefs are coming from. They're coming from our childhood. They're coming from our environment. They're coming from people that have influenced us and failures that happened over time. And now we believe, okay, now I'm stuck and this is the way I am and I can't move forward. But how does fear stem from our beliefs? What does fear have to do with beliefs? Well, let me tell you, I want to introduce you to Rose. So Rose is a woman who wants to lose 20 kilograms, but she's afraid of committing, she's afraid of starting, and she's afraid of sticking with it. Why do you think that is? It's not because she thinks she's going to fail. It's because she believes she's going to succeed. Now you might be thinking, but success is what we want. We want to lose weight. We want to succeed in this. Why are we having a fear of success? Well, what happens if we succeed? She's going to have to maintain the weight loss. So she is afraid she won't be able to maintain it. Have you ever had that feeling where you needed to maintain a certain weight loss, and if you didn't maintain it, you had these people coming all over saying, oh, I knew you wouldn't be able to do it. Or a relative saying, see, I told you, you shouldn't have gone on that particular diet because we knew you were not going to be able to lose the weight and keep it off. You've lost it, but now you can't keep it off. So Rose had this fear that she's not going to be able to maintain it. And she didn't want to firstly feel ashamed in herself and her family, who believed in her that she can do it, make them feel ashamed. Well, she believes she's going to make them feel ashamed, like not succeed in that, because it's her fear that if I lose this weight, yes, I'm going to be able to do it, but now I need to maintain it. Will I be able to do it? I've done it before, but then I gained the weight. So why try again? This is her fear that she has, her underlying fear in herself. Now, it can be tempting to not make the commitment and keep things the way they are. So what belief is sabotaging Rose, if you think about it? That belief is, what if I succeed? What if I succeed is what she is afraid of. She is afraid of success and what it means to her, because she'll have to stay the same. Or she'll have to not stay the same. She'll have to maintain that weight loss. So we need to remember that knowledge doesn't drive our actions. Our beliefs drive them, and actions follow our beliefs. So if we have an existing belief that, I've lost weight before, but I wasn't able to maintain it, so why even start? Or I've tried to lose weight before and I wasn't successful. So I've got this fear that I'm not going to be able to commit to something and keep on going at it. But if we change that belief, if we change the belief that, yes, I can do it, and yes, I believe I'm going to be able to succeed in it, it will develop into a new action that you want to get into this new belief. We will never achieve our healthy body size unless we believe that we can have it and we are in agreement with that belief. So I'll repeat that, and I want you to write it down. I want you to put it up somewhere so that you can see it, so that you can start believing in yourself, putting those weight loss puzzles together, those pieces together. And the first step is to start believing that you can. You need to retrain your brain and change that belief system. You will never achieve your healthy body size unless you believe you can have it and be in agreement with that belief. Isn't that powerful? Now, we need to remember our fears develop from our negative beliefs, because we don't have a fear of success or we don't have a fear of failure. It doesn't just pop up. It comes from somewhere deep down. It comes from our negative beliefs. I want to introduce you to Lara. So Lara didn't want to change her eating habits. She believed that she's going to fail even before she started. She had the fear that when she gets into this losing weight mode, she's starting this meal plan, she's happy, it's exciting, the first week's going great, and then the next week she loses motivation. So she had this fear of losing the motivation and then reverting back to her old eating habits. Now, this will be followed by feelings of guilt and feelings of resistance to making positive changes in her eating habits. So this is what Lara was feeling. So she didn't want to change because she believed she would fail, because she had the fear that she would lose the motivation to continue. How many of you have had that before? This is a normal behavior. It's a normal human behavior, and it's part of our protective mechanism. So Lara's irrational fear originated from a belief that she had always failed before. She had lost her motivation within a week. So she saw no point in even trying to move forward, even trying to do it. But her friend, on the other hand, Mary, she started her weight loss journey 2 months even before Lara did, and she's already lost 4 kilograms. So what was the difference? Lara believed she couldn't do it. Lara believed she had the fear that wasn't going to be motivated, and she believed she was going to fail. But Mary, on the other hand, she had a positive belief. She believed that anything is possible if you just focus on it. That was what she believed in. So now you can see this shows you 2 different belief systems. Lara had a negative belief system, she will fail, and this developed into fear and the feeling of being stuck. Where Mary had a positive belief system, she believed she was going to succeed, so she had the courage and the progress to move forward. So which one do you want to be? Do you want to be Lara, staying the same, not making any changes, accepting what it is now and not moving forward? Or do you want to be like Mary and have the courage and progress into this new transformed self that you can become? If we have feelings of anxiety, frustration, procrastination, excuses, and low self-confidence, they are all examples of fears, and they are holding us back when we want to change our eating habits and if we want to lose weight. And this is part of our own self-limiting negative belief system. So let me show you how it all works. If you look at the brain, our positive and negative beliefs dictate our behaviors. So if we have a negative belief, there's a certain behavior going to take place. And if we have a positive belief, there's going to be a certain behavior that will take place. And these can have positive or negative outcomes for our weight loss success. And these positive and negative beliefs, they send very strong messages to our brain, which then influences our results, our behavior. So if we look at a belief that causes, a negative or a positive belief can either let us be fearful, or it can cause us to stay the same, or it can help us to be courageous and take action and change. So if you think of yourself, if a person is courageous and takes action, do they have a positive belief or a negative belief? So if a person is courageous and they take action, they know it's not going to be sunshine and roses every day. They know it's not going to be sunshine and rainbows every day. Yes, there's going to be hard days. And yes, there's sometimes going to be difficult decisions. And sometimes you're going to feel like, oh, what a chore. This is so hard. But if we are courageous and we make progress and we take action to change, even if it's one step, are we in a positive or a negative belief? We need to remember our belief system has been shaped by our society and the family we grew up in. If you have a relative who keeps on telling you, oh, you're not going to succeed, why do you even try? Oh, come on, just eat this little bit. You know it's not going to do anything to you. You know you're not going to succeed on this diet anyway. You know you're not going to lose the weight. If you have someone saying that all the time, would you then have a negative or a positive belief system? You can think back of what you were taught as a child, and when there you'll find the beginnings of your thoughts. Like if your parents were very hard on you as a child and expected so much of you, it's not their fault, it's just the way they are. I mean, they were also programmed in a certain way. Doesn't mean they raised you wrong. That's not what I'm saying. It just, that's where your belief system is coming from. And the more we identify it, the more we can take control of it, and the more we can break free of this unhealthy eating habits, and we can stop sabotaging our weight loss efforts, because it's part of the process. It created, your childhood created your personal beliefs that you have today. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just good to start identifying it. So we are talking about sabotaging weight loss efforts, and how our negative beliefs, our limiting beliefs, are sabotaging these weight loss efforts, and how they influence what we are going to achieve. Sorry, I'm just looking at my chat here, just seeing who's there. And the first part we went to is, why do we fail when we want to break unhealthy eating habits? And it's because we are conditioned in a certain way. We have a certain belief system, and we're staying the same in this belief system. And then we also went into, where do our limiting beliefs come from? They come from our surroundings, they come from our childhood and how we were raised. And how does fear stem from our beliefs? If we have a fear that we're not going to achieve something, then why are we going to start? If we have a fear of, okay, if I do get to that healthy place and that healthy weight and that successful weight loss that I wanted to achieve, I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to maintain it. Those are all parts of limiting beliefs that cause us to be stuck and cause us to self-sabotage what is happening in our lives. So now we need to look at, how do we identify those negative beliefs? And I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to show you how we're going to categorize our thoughts. Because if we categorize our thoughts, we are able to identify those negative beliefs, take control of them, and start breaking free from it so that they don't have the power over us. So a good way to help us recognize these beliefs is to categorize our thoughts. So let's take two thoughts. One thought is, I like my food too much. That is why I can't lose weight. I just love to eat. I just love food. So how am I going to lose weight if I love food so much? I don't want to give up on any of my food items. I love food. That is my thought. Or it can be, I'm never going to be able to lose weight. I have tried so many times and I've failed. I'm not going to be able to do it. So why do I even start? Why even bother? Oh, I don't want to go through the effort. I'm not going to be able to lose weight. My whole family's overweight. I'm not going to be able to lose the weight. I'm just going to accept it the way it is now. So we have two thoughts here. The first thought is, I like my food too much. The second thought, I am never going to be able to lose this weight. So now I'm going to give you 5 categories. You can write on a piece of paper, or you can put it in the chat, which categories these thoughts can go into. So I'll go through the categories first. You get your catastrophizing thoughts, which is assuming the worst will happen. So you just always thinking about everything. The worst thing that could happen is I don't lose the weight. The worst thing that can happen is I need to buy a new wardrobe. So you just have these catastrophizing thoughts. Then you have all or nothing thoughts. So this is where perfectionism comes in, or thinking that there's only two options, success or failure. So if I can't eat exactly as this meal plan, then I'm not going to do it. If I don't have exactly those food available, then I'm going to fail. That's your all or nothing thought process. Then we have fear thoughts. So this is the anticipation of or awareness of danger. What happens if I succeed? How am I going to maintain this if I succeed? Who am I going to let down if I don't continue maintaining this weight loss? These are all part of your fear thoughts. Then you have your anxious thoughts. So these are extreme uneasiness of mind or brooding fear about some future situation or event. It hasn't even happened yet, but you're already thinking about it. It's already like brewing inside your head and keeping you stuck and saying, oh, but what if this, what if that? Oh, I can't do this. Oh, this is too much. Oh, let me just stay the same. Let me not change anything. Then you have your judgmental thoughts. So that's lots of opinions, usually critical or harsh ones. These are different, there's many categories, but you can start with these categories to start categorizing your thoughts. So let's look at thought number one. I like my food too much. Which category does this fit in the best? So the best category is your judgmental thought. So lots of opinions, usually critical and harsh ones. I just love my food too much. I'm just not going to change. I just love to eat. Why change anything? Then thought number two, I'm never going to be able to lose this weight. So this can go in more than one category. You get your catastrophizing thoughts and your judgmental thoughts. So I'm not going to lose the weight anyway. It's the worst thing that can happen. I'm just going to give up. I don't want to do this. And your judgmental thoughts, which is critical. I'm not going to be able to lose the weight. I'm just harsh with myself. There's no self-care. There's no self-love. I'm just going to judge myself. This is what's going to happen. Now, you can create more categories or similar negative thoughts. And when you observe your thoughts, you might categorize them into now my thought is a judgmental thought. Now my thought is an anxious thought. Now my thought is a fearful thought. Or now my thought is a sad thought. Those are different ways to categorize these thoughts. There's no wrong or right answer. It's just to start identifying these negative beliefs that are keeping us stuck. And to help to do it, we're putting them in categories. And when we start categorizing them, these categories of negative thoughts can direct you to your hidden negative core. So this is where those negativity is coming from a core belief deep down inside. These core beliefs can be things like I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy, there's something wrong with me, and I'm not good enough. These are core beliefs that come also from our childhood, beliefs that we've ingrained in our bodies that we believe we are like and we can't change it. We are stuck like that elephant, believing we can't move. We are conditioned like that elephant. We can't move away from our negative beliefs. We're going to stay stuck. It's like an elastic band that just pulls you back, keeps you the same, and doesn't want you to change. Remember, we're talking about these limiting beliefs that are sabotaging our weight loss efforts. They are sabotaging our healthy eating habits. And we spoke about how we are conditioned to be in a certain way. That's why we are struggling to break free from unhealthy eating. And how these limiting beliefs are coming from our childhood and how they cause us to fear certain actions, how they cause us to fear from moving forward, how they cause us fear of success. And now we went into how to categorize these negative beliefs so that we can start breaking free, so that we can identify that core that we have, that negative core belief that I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy. But now we need to move into how your behaviors are the gateway to your hidden beliefs and unmet needs. So if you look at the picture on the screen, you can see someone there is pretty bored, someone's a bit stressed, someone is a bit lonely. So our behaviors communicate to our unmet needs and our hidden beliefs. If you are feeling lonely, or you are feeling stressed, or you are feeling bored, these are all behaviors that are letting you know that there is an unmet need for fun, support, and connection. So when we're having these negative feelings, we need to dive deeper and find out, okay, why am I feeling that? What is missing? What is that unmet need that I need to look at? That's why it's a gateway. It's a pathway. This is part of your missing piece that you need to identify. When you find yourself making excuses, procrastinating, and not taking advantage of opportunities, know that these actions are showing you that you are holding negative beliefs that have not been met, and they need attention. You need to just take time for yourself, just identify with yourself, just check in with yourself and see where you are. How are these negative thoughts, these negative beliefs affecting you, and how can you make these changes? We need to remember that our negative beliefs, if we have the fear, so fear can be created from an internal negative belief about a certain position or a situation. And these inborn beliefs are powerful because they control a person's actions. So you have a negative belief that causes you to have a fear, that causes you to have an action where nothing changes. You stay the same. You don't even leap. You don't even try. And when we sabotage our efforts, it's showing us that we are controlled by our fears and the negative beliefs that they represent. So if you are saying one thing, I want to be healthy, I want to be a healthy body size, I want to have less stress in my life, and I want to stop overeating, but you are doing it differently. You're not living it. You are making excuses. You're procrastinating. You're becoming impatient. You have a lack of focus. You have a lack of organization. You feel frustrated. You're a perfectionist. You have unrealistic expectations and you give up too soon. So you want one thing, but you do another. Then you are a victim of self-sabotage. So if you are identifying this, write it down, because this is where we want to break it free. As soon as you start identifying it, taking power over it, you can move forward to the next step. When we self-sabotage, it can be a reflection of our fears caused by our negative beliefs. And it occurs when your goals are powered by negative beliefs which link to your fears. So I want you to just write down for yourself. Think about these fears you have. Think about these negative beliefs. Think about how they've been holding you back from achieving this transformation that you want to have achieved. Today, you've learned that identifying and assessing and changing your beliefs is a process of paying attention to your behaviors and your negative thoughts. So every time you have a negative thought, you need to challenge it. Why am I having this negative thought? Why am I thinking about that? And these negative thoughts, they keep our underlying core belief in place. So our core belief is that deeper belief holding us from moving forward. Things like I can't do it is a limiting belief. Because I'm not good enough is your underlying core belief. I can't do it. I'm having a limiting belief, a negative belief. Because I'm not good enough is an underlying core belief. And we need to move past that. And remember, you don't need to do it alone. You just need to start identifying it, start challenging it. And when you're stuck, reach out. So I want you to think about if you've had an aha moment today, if you've been able to identify, okay, those are my negative beliefs, those are my limiting beliefs, these are my core beliefs that are keeping me stuck. This is why I'm sabotaging. This is why I'm starting off a great program. I'm excited about it. And 1 week goes into it. And then I'm like, oh, no, I can't do this. Or I don't even start before because I have this limiting belief that's causing me fear, the fear to change. When we identify these underlying beliefs, they form part of the solution to a successful result. But it's not all. We need to retrain our brain. We need to implement mindful eating, and we need to make behavior changes that stick. And these behavior changes do not include restriction, because we don't want to diet, we don't want to restrict, and we don't want to deprive ourselves, because those things are not long lasting. They are not sustainable. We want to live. We want to break free from overeating and mindless eating. We want to retrain our thought process, take hold of these limiting beliefs that are keeping us stuck, and move into a positive mindset to break free so they don't have a power over us. We don't need to get stuck into false promises of many of these diets and products that are available to create unrealistic expectations. And they actually set us up for failure, because these diets and products can take us off the track and prevent us from changing our eating habits, because they are too restrictive. They are depriving us. They're not making us feel good, and they're making us feel like failures. We want to start paying attention to our internal beliefs and our fears and move into that version of ourselves that we want to become. So I hope that today's training has been helpful for you and that you've had fun today while I was talking. And remember, these 5 steps that we went through today can help you to identify where you still need to grow and how you can succeed with your weight loss journey. So these 5 steps were: number 1, why do we fail when we want to break unhealthy eating habits? It's because of our conditioning. What are we conditioned to do? Number 2, where do our limiting beliefs come from? This comes from our childhood and from our environment. Number 3 is, how does fear stem from our beliefs? This is how our negative belief causes us to fear the leap. We're not going to leap because we're scared of the result. We're scared of what's going to happen. We're scared of success. We're scared of failure. How do we identify these negative beliefs? We categorize them. And how our behaviors are the gateway to our hidden beliefs and unmet needs. So don't be scared of your limiting beliefs. Don't think that there's anything wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. We have to identify our limiting beliefs and our negative beliefs to get to our core beliefs, our hidden underlying beliefs, to start changing them. So if you've already implemented these 5 steps that you've learned today, well done. That is amazing. And I can only wish you just more success going forward. The next question I have to ask you is, how do you go deeper and ensure that you continue to implement this lifestyle change permanently? Well, this is where I want to share a very great offer with you. It's a special offer that's only for the people who attended this masterclass. Now, if you've watched this training because you are feeling frustrated with overeating or mindless eating, and deep down you really want to lose the excess weight, and you want to have a healthy lifestyle, you want to break free from restriction, but on some level you believe that you can't do it, or you don't have the time and motivation to take the leap, I want to tell you that I get it. I understand it. I've been there myself, and so have thousands of my clients been there. I know your pain. I understand your frustration. I have been there. And if you are feeling frustrated and uncertain, and you may be not feeling confident that you can do it, one reason could be because you have no clear strategy or path to success. Perhaps you've spent so many times trying to get to your weight loss results, but you end up self-sabotaging all the effort. Does that sound familiar? Have you ever done that? You've spent so much time and effort to get to this result, and then just one day you're like, oh, I'm just going to sabotage. You even black out while you're doing it. You don't even realize you're doing it. Have you ever asked yourself, what are the future implications or health risks if you do nothing and continue on this path? What is going to happen? I want to share a story with you. I want to share Madia's story. She was one of my clients, and she wanted to lose weight and manage a heart condition and high blood pressure effectively. Her weight loss goal was to reach a healthy target weight of 55 kilograms, and she wanted to reduce heart palpitations, reduce shortness of breath, get a blood pressure under control, and she wanted to start a healthy lifestyle program that she could also bring in with her family. The issue of her heart condition is now under control, and she was able to lose the weight without feeling hungry, and she managed a healthy weight without taking any medication. And she was able to achieve her health goals with her family and with her friends. And she was very grateful for this. She is still taking her heart medication, but she didn't have to use any other blood pressure medication. She only needs to use the medication for heart palpitations, because once she lost the weight, the blood pressure was under control, and she was able to implement it with her family. Isn't that a great story? So if you've been stuck and been unable to lose excess weight, how long have you been this way? How long have you not allowed yourself to leap? How long have you had this fear? How long have you had these limiting beliefs keeping you stuck? Like most of us, you've probably tried numerous diets and products to lose weight with no success. It just feels like you're spinning over and over. You're just spinning your wheels and not moving forward to get to your weight loss result. You're feeling, okay, I'm taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. And I'm sure many of you can relate to this. Do you sometimes feel that you're all over the place? Like you really want to eat healthy, and you want to pack lunches, and you want to lose the weight, and you want to follow this plan, but you're not knowing how you're going to get to that result. Well, I want to tell you that we can help you. We can help you to look and feel your very best so that you can live a life you've always dreamed of. What we bring to you is the clearest path from point A to point B. And I want to ask you, are you ready to choose a new path? Do you want to move and transform into this new person? Well, if you feel ready to do this, I would like to invite you to an introductory appointment where we are going to discuss your clearest path and the best support system to get you to your successful weight loss outcome. Now, remember, we only have 10 introductory appointments available right now. So just type yes in the comments below and I will DM you with the link to get one of these introductory sessions so that we can find your clearest path and your best system to get you to a successful weight loss. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I will get to them soon. And I want you to have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here with me. It has been amazing. You are all amazing. And I'm excited to start your journey. Have a lovely day.